What's going on, guys? Vista here, and a happy new year to you. Hope it's been a great year in 2013 for you, and I hope you have an even better one in 2014. Now, I know I've been gone for a little while. I've been having some computer issues I've been sorting through. My internet service provider has not been providing me with what I'm paying for, so I haven't been too happy about that. But Christmas is come and gone, and we do have a lot of new players. So I figured, why not do a series, help these guys out. Let's bring them into the Battlefield community and do everything we can to help them. So, with that in mind, I've decided to go ahead and start a video series where we can go ahead and teach all these guys what they need to know, starting from the ground up. We'll start off in this first video, and I'll show you guys how to navigate through all the menus, and we'll move on to each of the weapons, what classes, all the things you need to know about being a Battlefield player, including down the line I'll do a video on etiquette on the Battlefield, how to really fit in the Battlefield community. So if you are a new player, thanks for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the tips and tricks. If you watch the video all the way to the end, I will do my best to throw in a nice little trick for you, something to enjoy. But anyways, let's go ahead, dive in, and let's take a look at these in-game menus. Now, hopefully you'll be able to figure out how to navigate through the battle log. If not, internet is your best friend. Make sure you're on watching YouTube videos just like this one. If you made it this far, you are definitely in the right place. So, with enough rambling, let's dive into these menus. If we look at the top, we have our 4 classes that we can choose from, being Assault, Engineer, Support, and Recon. Just below that, it shows what each kit has equipped. And we'll get into the individual kits and how to break them down in a later video. Over here, we do have a small little video screen. Now, if this was an actual game, this is actually on the test range. And if you're new, jump on in on the test range. You can find it on Battle Log under the Multiplayer tab. And it will, allows you to test out all your guns, weapons, vehicles, anything new that you've unlocked. You can get on there, fool around with it as much as you can. And, possibly I'll make a video on how to utilize the test range, within this series here. But, anyways, back to this little video screen right here. If this was in a live game, you would actually be seeing the first-person view of a teammate or squad mate that you have selected, and those would be found here. Because I'm the only one on the test range, we don't have that list, but it would be in this general location right here. Moving over to the middle of the screen, we have the map, and this will reflect whatever map you're currently playing on. You'll be able to see in orange the enemy, and in blue you'll be able to see your teammates. Kind of gives you an idea where the fight's going on. So in between spawns, not a bad idea to go ahead and pay a little bit of attention to what's going on the map. Of course, we have all the different vehicles that we can select and spawn on. And, of course, this is the PC menu. I can't imagine it being too much different on consoles. Unfortunately, I'm not playing on console right now, just strictly PC. So if you're a PC player, this will really help you out. But you console guys, it's going to be extremely similar. It's the same game, so everything's going to be labeled the same. It may not be, in the same location, but gives us, different spots that, we can spawn on, things like that. So, there's 2 ways to go through and customize your weapons. You can actually do it from the top of this screen. We can, select the weapon, and it'll take us right to it. Or we select the different tabs, different gadgets, things like that, or we can come to the Customize tab. So let's take a look at Customize. And this gives us everything that our current soldier has. We can swap between the different kits that we want to run up at the top. On the left, we have our current loadout. So if we go to my support loadout, my primary weapons, the M249, shows all the accessories that I have on it just below it. My secondary weapons right here. And my 2 gadgets are right here. And of course, grenades and my trusty knife. And the field upgrades and camouflage. So, we'll kind of dive into that. If we go to our primary weapon and we want to change what we have loaded on it, we can come to this screen here by clicking on that tab. That shows the primary weapon up here. and we can choose our optic. So we can change that over to a halo sight. We got our different accessories, which are the magnifier flashlights and laser sights. So we can throw a laser sight on there. Now we have our barrel attachment. That's where we select our suppressors, heavy barrel, things like that. And I will break down in a later video what all these different attachments do, but you can see that you can kind of highlight it here, and over here on the right it tells us exactly what it does. So get in there, get in the menu, figure out what each different attachment does. Next tab, we have our underbarrel attachment. This is our grips and bipods, so we can change those out to whatever we want. And last but not least, we have our paint, and we can change the paint on our weapon. It's like that. So if we go back, we'll see up at the top here we have the vehicles tab. That's where we fit out, load out our different weapons, different vehicles. We can select what vehicle at the top here, going through all the way through air vehicles, boats, and all that. And it's just like the weapon loadout. We can change it all right here. So go back to our kits. If we want to change out what we got on our pistol, we see it right here. It's that same little gear icon. Allows us to change around what we got on our pistol. So that's basically, in a nutshell, the customization menu. At the very top, we have a section where we can link back to battle log, and it shows us, all our different information on battle log, what our friends have been doing, a little bit of advertising down here, what we're tracking, things like that. We can get to our game reports, see how we did in that last game, take a look at our soldier, different missions, things like that. So that's the basic in-game menu before we go ahead and spawn in. So we'll spawn in here by clicking deploy. I had the quad bike selected, so that allowed us to jump right on the quad bike. We can spawn on any one of these. And on PC, I'll go ahead and click escape, and that takes us to our game menu. Down on the bottom right is your boost section. This allows you to select what boost. Unfortunately, looks like on the test range I can't click it, but you would click here and select what level boost we wanted to throw on, and that gives you extra XP. Of course, resume would take us right back to the game. Redeploy. This is how you redeploy back in if you wanted to change your kits, but of course it gives us this nice little warning here, which says redeploying will bring back to the deploy screen, but your team loses a ticket and you get counted a death. So what does that mean? You're hurting your team and you're hurting your very own stats. So best to go ahead and kind of fight through it. Never know what kind of kills you can get even with the worst weapon. So that takes us back there. Escape once again. That takes us to our options menu, and this is where we can set up all the different settings for mouse sensitivity, all the things like this. Gameplay tab. That gives us all the different in-game settings that we want to have, and it definitely down here. One point I wanted to make is tutorials. Go ahead, if you're a new player, leave those on. They're going to give you nice hints. Once you kind of get used to the flow of things, you can go ahead and come down here and turn this off. If you have friends that you play with, you'll want this setting on. Yes, that allows you to, Battlefield does its best to put you in squad with your friends. If we come over to the audio tab, that's where we can kind of mess with our different audio settings. And it also allows us to control the VoIP. Now, I'm not sure if console has VoIP. I'm kind of imagining they do with the next-gen consoles. We had it on BF3 on I know the PS4 had it for sure. But if you're new to the game, don't have many friends, you're definitely going to want to leave this on. On PC, you'll use your left alt button to as a push-to-talk key, so you'll hold it down to talk, release it to stop talking. And the different settings there. Of course, PC, we all know this is a big one. The video settings, how we tweak out our settings so that we can get the best possible image. You can see I run my settings on kind of medium with my two GTX 770s. This gives me really high frames, which gives you a little edge out there. And finally, key bindings for PC. this is where you will set up all your controls. We can do all the different actions that we want. We can map them to any key that we want, combine it, with your mouse, everything. So this is kind of something you'll have to tailor for yourself. And finally, back up, actually back to the options. System performance test. You can actually run this on PC, tell you how well you're doing. If I ran it right now, it'll show me that I'm doing pretty bad on account of my terrible internet service provider right now. So hopefully that's something that gets ironed out soon. But anyways, guys, that's your basic overview of the menus. If you want to deploy on an LAV, highlight the LAV, click deploy, the boat, any of that. Want to get in an air vehicle, you'd click right on that. So that's about it, guys. Like I said, if you're new here, go ahead and click subscribe. I'm going to be trying to do 2 videos a week, and to really get you guys on the fast track to doing well at Battlefield 4. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Okay, and as promised, guys, at the end of the videos, I will be showing you a quick trick. So we'll start off with you guys that want to be the snipers out there. Here we are on a deserted beach, not much cover. So what we can do is make our own. What we do is deploy C4, nice little spread like that, hit the plunger, and we got ourselves an instant foxhole. Great for head glitching, working around, and taking out the enemy with those sweet headshots. Now the closer you get them together, the deeper the hole will be. You can't get it too deep to get out of, so be careful. Make sure you leave a nice little spread. So anyways, guys, I'll leave you with that, and enjoy, recons.